Show you a little bit of information from my first flight with the Fimi Mini 3. So I'm going to do a little bit of commentation and give you a little bit of feel for some of the things that happened on my first flight, all of which I think were pretty good. So you can see this is the takeoff sequence, and I do have video too, so you're going to get a full-on, video example in 4K, as well as an example of video from the screen record. So all of it really decent. Now you can see a little bit, I'm struggling a little bit at the beginning with the RC. I'm kind of worried about that reading, and then bang, I get a full-on RC reading. And I said, I might as well take it out. This is not uncommon, with drones that are not ones that you're used to flying, so non-DJI native drones. So first thing we want to do is you want to get that out of your head, and then we want to look at all the good things that this thing offers besides being available and really inexpensive. This is a 30 frame per second, 4K, half-inch quad bear sensor. So high and low, so we're going to get shadows, and we're going to get the highs, and we're going to get those mixed in with the quad bear. You get really nice image quality. I didn't mess around at all with the saturation, and I also didn't mess around with the sharpness. So this is what I like to have is a muted color scheme, which this is. So it looks really good. I can see the clouds really nice. That's why I really kept that in focus. And then I look towards the shadows of the mountain, and then you get the green from the golf course. So this is fall. Right on 100 feet. 25 satellites. I'm guessing it was an M10 GPS. Second generation GPS, and we're going dang near 30 miles an hour. But remember, we are going out, so I am taking it in with the wind. So we're getting a little fast. I'd say 26 is pretty normal. So I stop and I do a little bit of panning. So in this sequence here, I want to show you a little bit as we go here. And I purposefully moved my screen share to the right. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get the clubhouse in the image. So I'm changing my altitude because you can see one of the things that's happened is I have lost some of my RC. So immediately one of the things you want to do if you lose RC is get altitude. So that's what I do, get altitude. So that's my contingency. There's a lot of roads here. It's a really good area now to fly. If I do have to recover a drone, very simple to do from this location. And I get a lot of visual interest, so everything looks good. I wouldn't say that I wasn't a little bit disappointed at the signal issue at this point, but this is a really congested space. There's a lot going on. As much as you don't think there is. There's a lot of Wi-Fi. Then I've got a wireless mic going on. My hope is that the wireless mic is not an issue. This has got diversity. So it's got two signals, 2.4 gigahertz and 5.8 gigahertz that are working side by side. So here I'm adjusting my altitude limits So I had to do a quick adjustment because it's saying, hey, you need to rein it in. You're a little bit further than I want you to be. And I'm doing a reverse pan. I don't know where the antennas are on this. So if they're behind me, I'm kind of doing what I shouldn't do. I shouldn't be spinning. If anything, I should be keeping the rear of the drone towards me in this case. And you can see I've got a little breakup. If you look at the picture in the back, they're not in total sync, but they sync up eventually. You can see that happening. Let me go ahead and reduce the size of my image here. So you get a little bit of quality. You can, wow, look at that. One of the things I'm just telling you right now is that I am very, very impressed with the image quality. A little bit of stuttering going on there. Don't know if I like that too much, but I'm really impressed how the fall colors are really diverse. A lot of red, magenta, that color. You get green, you get browns and different tones. So fall color, you have to have a pretty good sensor. And now they got water, so not bad. So I'm coming back. I'm making use of they get a little bit of lens flare there. Some lens flare is useful, like the one that I'm getting from sun directly in the middle. That is cool lens flare. That's the kind, yep, see, you tilt up. I probably should have tilted down because I like those streaks, but some of the other stuff is not, it's to be expected when you're looking into the sun. So I'm gonna turn and I'm gonna look back at the red mountain so I can get the reds and the greens together. So you're getting that, and then you can see my RC I'm going to put it in sport mode because I want a little bit more action here. When you get into sport mode now, you're pushing the drone more. The gimbal's got to work harder. A little bit more wobbly stuff than I'd really appreciate, but I'm not going to beat this drone up. It's available. It's not a high-priced drone. And the image quality is, I would say, better than average for the size of this drone. So for the 250 gram class below sub 250, this thing is performing really well. I think the heart of the image is being displayed really well. You can see where my home point is. It's not directly over me, so there probably needs to be a calibration there. This does have precision landing if you do have a landing pad. But we've fluctuated from 24 to 27, 26 now satellites. I'm going now, I do turn my body when I get past myself. So I am now, as you can see, my RC should improve because I turn. So we've got really good connection, and I'm going towards the hills where there's a lot of shadow, a lot of highlight going on, and then I'll turn into the houses. A lot of turning. If you're going to try to keep a really balanced signal, you don't want to turn a lot. You want to maintain a direction with your antennas so you don't get a lot of fluctuations with the way the signal is being captured and transmitted. But I really didn't feel like there was a significant amount of issues when it came to the control. I didn't feel like I ever lost control. That's, I guess, the way I'm trying to kind of word it. So this is where in this little sequence here, I'm going to go and initiate some return to home. But instead of pushing and initiating return to home, after I get some samples here. I believe I'm taking some images. Yeah, there's some JPEG images I'm snapping. Just taking some pictures, trying to get good images. And I'm snapping the pictures with my controller. So this is where I initiate a landing, okay? But it says auto land, and it doesn't say auto RTH. So you can see I put auto return. Now that's, oh boy. Always turn off your notifications before you fly. So I do have it in auto return here, so it's good. Auto return is good. And then I stop it, and then I initiate it again. But instead of hitting the down H button, I hit the down land button. You'll see, I think you'll see that come up here in this next little piece. Aircraft auto land. See, that's a mistake. There's the person at my front door. So here's when I'm like, oh. And this is where you don't have familiarity with your drone. I just lift my sticks. So by changing my sticks, the auto land isn't stopped. I need to actually physically turn it off, because once I move in, it's going to continue to land until I tell it to, let's see what it's doing. No, yep, now it's going back into auto landing. I hit okay. I'm like, hey, I don't want to do that. I want it to, there it is. There's auto land again. There, auto return. So now I'm like, oh, I'm pushing the wrong button. And now it's going to go to 100 feet, 108 feet. I think I had it set for somewhere around there. And it's returning, so it's right where it needs to be. And it will do a couple of things that I really like. One is it will turn the direction that I took off from. And the second thing it'll do is it will look down at me with the camera. I really like that. So when precision landing, it's going to use the downward facing camera. So this one will do that. So there it is, it's turning. And then it's gonna start to land, and then the downward facing, the camera's gonna face down. It doesn't say precision landing, so I think I didn't have that turned on yet. No, because I don't have it in precision landing, it doesn't look down. So I suggest that you always put the precision landing on, even though it's not going to use precision landing, so you can see yourself and where it's landing. So this little sequence here is me basically at the end of my catch. You can see on the left, it's already landed, but I had a little bit extra battery, so I decided to do a little punch out. So that's what's going on in this sequence right here. I'm just doing a little punch out backwards. And I don't believe any of the jitteriness I'm seeing has anything to do with the video, because I did look at the video without putting it into the editor, and it was working. It looked smooth, and it looked really crispy. So I'm just flying it back now. So, all right, there it is. That's Dad Random. That's the beginning flight. Now, this is where I think I have precision landing initiated. Now, that's not going to show up on my. It's not going to show up on my my screen, because I don't have my screen capture on at that point. So this one will turn and then it'll look down. Usually in precision landing, it will turn and look. And like I said, I think that's really important as a pilot, to be able to see where you're going, or where the drone is aimed at in space, like that. And that is super helpful. I mean, for it to do that every time. Now, if I can set that up to do that In a non-precision landing situation, because right now it doesn't know where to go, just ignore that little screen on the left there. I just like this because then I can position myself, and then if I want to snatch it out of the air by hand, I can. So, dead random, all right. This is the maiden flight of the Fimi Mini 3. And yeah, there it is right there. All right. Dead random, Fimi Mini 3, maiden flight. Hope you liked it. Hope you learned a little bit about it. Really nice drone. Very, very, very happy with it. I'm going to take it out and do some other things with it. We're going to get some more video so you can learn a little bit more or keep learning more about it. So I don't think there's been enough work for this specific drone. All right, dead random. Later, bye.